What year is this one?
This is a 76 as well.
So another 1976. Okay, Porsche fans, read and weep. You can hear a lot of people out there weeping. What a beautiful sight. Lots of great original cars, unmolested. 1976 with the tartan interior. This car here had sheepskin covers on it most of its life. Seats are in perfect condition. Factory original sport seats. So I'm sure a lot of you would like a garage like this. I certainly would. Okay, so we've got the seat folded down, as you can see, and it's specified with no stitch lines on the bottom section, just a plain flat panel. Excuse me. We've also replicated the factory original rivet. It's a copper rivet that we've used there, and all in all, the results are excellent. The molded wheel arch section was reused. And all the flat panels are, of course, brand new. Okay, guys, a closer look at the carpets here in this original RS. Another feature of our heritage carpets is the correct use of the factory original bubble felt. You can see it on the back there. I've shown it in other videos. The correct 1mm fiberboard that's we CNC cut for the storage pockets at the front. This car, of course, has the cocoa mats covering the original, covering the main carpet set. The original carpet for this specification is this Hagen. There's the little white fleck in the black. We have an exact reproduction that we get directly from the manufacturer in Germany. Lots of things to note. Find a mixture of fine grain and heavier grain. The heavier grain used on the door panels, molded pieces in a finer grain vinyl. This is the original molded armrest with the crude cast-in mold there as original. The flocked glove box, that's I believe a factory new part that was put on this car. And again, you can see the mixture of heavy vinyl and the lighter grain vinyl. The headrests were in the lighter grain vinyl, and we replicated that exactly. You can see the lighter grain, hopefully. And of course, we have the center sections in this corded material that we also are able to offer, again, directly from the manufacturer in Germany. And of course, dead straight pleating that we're quite famous for. You see the headliner. And again, mixture of light, smoother grain vinyl and heavy grain vinyl in the rears. Let's tilt forward. And trying to get a close-up of this tool that we had made for the underside of the headrest here on this original RS. I think you can see it there, it's in focus. And we'll show you later a better shot with better lighting, and show you the machine itself that's used to replicate that. Okay, Porsche fans, here we have 1973 original RS Carrera, beautifully restored by Jacobs Auto Porsche specialist here in Vancouver, British Columbia. You can see the attention to detail is throughout. The depth and quality of the restoration is deep. Beautiful paint job, great attention to detail. This car was, of course, only produced for 1 year. It's extremely rare, collectible and valuable Porsche. At Heritage, we're proud to say that the customer and Jacobs Auto chose us for the interior restoration. And the car was originally specified as vinyl, and we wanted to reproduce everything exactly as original. An interesting feature, the interior is a mixture of heavy grained vinyl and smoother grained vinyl. And the reason for this, we believe, is that things like headrests and the rear deck assemblies, or at least the molded portion of the rear deck panel, which joins the two flat panels, and other items could be mass produced ahead of production line itself. They could pull these parts off. They weren't concerned about mixing the types of grains and vinyls. There was just not that kind of attention given to it. So we've replicated that exactly with this mixture. These are molded original factory parts. The original molded armrest, reproduction, actually a factory original replacement for the flocked glove box, as you can see, and of course vinyl dash and the original vinyl and corded cloth sport seats. Customers chose to put the cocoa mats as aftermarket cocoa mats, a nice period touch, but there we have underneath our carpet set that we made here at Heritage. This close to, the lighting is not great in here, guys, so bear with me, but we have an exact reproduction of the rubber ribbed matting. The pockets at the front have the correct top stitch through a 1mm fiberboard, which we CNC cut on our computer cutter machine. The original carpet has the Hagen carpet, which we buy directly from the manufacturer, the only guy in Germany that reproduces it. Good personal friend of mine. We do a lot of business with them. They reproduce this carpet in several colors, as well as the earlier square weave carpet. I did I'll feature the headrest a little closer, showing you guys what we did with the tooling on the underside. Again, attention to the detail that we're proud of. You really can't see it in the car. I'm sure most people wouldn't notice, but we did replicate the knurled high frequency welded shape around the stalk that protrudes to the bottom of the headrest. And of course, our world famous dead straight pleating. And so we're very pleased with the overall results. If we look at the rear seat here, and see if I can do this with one hand. No. So let me take a break and we'll look closer at the rear. Here's another small detail that we're proud of here at Heritage. This original RS headrest, around the bottom where the stalks protrude, they are dielectrically heat welded with a kind of a knurled pattern. We created the tool for that, and using our high frequency welding machine, we reproduced that exactly as original. Roger's just showing me the original dual battery setup here, and attention to detail. Look at that, beautiful.
factory RS plastic tank. We even replated the date stamped fuel sender unit.
Yeah,
date stamp spare.
Excellent. Factory original ground strap there. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're back looking again, noting the two grains of vinyl, smooth and the heavier grain. Of course, the original wrinkle paint. Jacob's getting all the details right for the frames. You can see the rear section, the original hog and carpet, bound as original. Vinyl seat foams, seat cushions, and the fold downs. We actually were able to reuse the original leather straps here with the nil pattern, so that's a nice touch. And again, you'll see that molded section there on the rear deck, which is the factory original piece. We've reused that, making all new flat panels. This hinge joined between the two flat panels is the smooth grain, while the upper panel and the lower section are the heavier grain. We'll just drop the rear seats down now and have a quick look at that. The factory original ground strap with the original
the wing nuts.
Brass, is it? Brass,
yep, brass wing nuts.
Beautiful. So Roger was just telling a great story about the car. I didn't actually know this car was originally used in the Monte Carlo Rally for 73? 74? 82. Yeah, okay. And number 1305. And they have original photographs of the car at the rally and lots of documented evidence. Perfect paint job, perfect gaps, door spacing. So the owner of the RSs has this reproduced as a magnetic. He has the original that the original owner actually sent him, and he maintains that with the car. Yeah. We'll just have a last quick overview here. It was great pleasure working on this car. The standard workmanship and the rarity. We're very proud of the results. Everyone loves it. Had great response, and once again, we're just proud to be a part of such a beautiful car. Here again with Roger at Jacob's Auto in Vancouver, Canada, looking at some of the cars that he's put together for this collector. Starting with this one, what do we have?
Restored car that we restored, the 1977 Minerva Blue 930 Turbo.
That's the original color, of course, and
that's the original color.
Original cork interior. That we did some carpet work in this car and some other work. Not really a full interior restoration. So what do we have?
This is a completely original paint, original interior, 1976 930 Turbo.
Beautiful. And it had
local Vancouver car.
One owner car. Here we it has the original tartan cloth. We are in the midst of the same color combination for the 70.
For another 76.
76, exactly the same, yeah, with the sport seats. Except the one that we'll be featuring later will have tartan used on the door panels, the rear seats, rear quarter panels, and so on. But you can see all of this car is totally unrestored, exactly as original. Beautiful. And then what do we have here?
This is a Survivor 1975 European spec Carrera with the 2.7 liter mechanical fuel injected engine that they used on the 73 RS.
Yeah. Beautiful. And what color is this?
This is Mexico blue.
Ah, yeah.
It's the first year of the whale tail.
There she blows. Beautiful. And of course the RS that we've featured here. And what do we have here?
This is a 1974 European spec 2.7 Carrera with the mechanical fuel injection motor as well, in lime green, original color on the original blue-black vinyl interior.
Again, use of the different grains of vinyl. This is all original interior, I think. And last but not least,
another 76 930 turbo, one-owner California car, and to be all original as well.
and definitely it's nice to see these unmolested original interiors. This is how we gain our knowledge. We're always learning. We're always passionate about reproducing everything exactly. There's no better way than to actually see and compare the originals. At Heritage, we have the correct 8mm twin needle machine used as the factory used. It really is impossible to get the right look. With using single machine with two passes. There's no, even the greatest sewer in the world cannot sew parallel lines together on a seat consistently, absolutely parallel. You need a twin needle machine to replicate that look, and we're proud to say that we have that machine, and we can get that factory original look. Yeah, we're very proud of this. We reproduced the turbo embroidery in this carpet set, and turned out beautifully. Of course, it's just featured on one side, and again, our carpet sets always feature the original bubble felt that we CNC cut, computer cut. Fits right on the back of the carpet. It's only used on the mats, rear mats, and the center tunnel. So we'll say goodbye here. Thank Roger at Jacobs Auto in Vancouver for showing this beautiful collection. And I'm sure you guys would agree, waking up to these 6 beauties every day would be every man's dream, I'm sure. Beautiful. So here we have a pre-production 1975 930 turbo. It's there was only 250 pre-production cars made. There's a lot of differences between this car and the stock car. I'll show you guys the engine work here at Jacobs. Everything taken back exactly as original. It's a beautiful bronze color. Lots of differences between this car and the production cars. Lots of spec differences. And this is our work at Heritage. We did this original. This was actually inspired by one of the brochures from the production car brochure. They had this tartan leather combination, and and the carpets, of course, are chocolate brown. We have all those in. Rear seats in the back with the pleats as original. Rear quarter panels over there. All turned out beautifully. And we did the dash all in leather with a single top stitch, and our computer machine punched those holes for the speaker. Almost impossible to do by hand. They have to be perfectly accurate or it doesn't work. Original style factory heel pad, and all in all, I'm sure you guys would agree, turned out beautifully. Still not finished, but I'll catch up with the rest of it when it's done. With Roger Jacobs, who did the restoration on the car, and he pointed out that my upholstery customers might be more interested in his engine work than my upholstery work, and well, you know what? You may be right. So we'll show you here Roger's work on this engine. Every detail is correct. You might want to point out it's a couple of things that we can look at.
All factory zinc plating, yellow zinc plating. Bringing back the fiberglass, not repainted shrouds, bringing the color back out of the fiberglass, which is molded in. Using Cosmoline on the raw magnesium fan. A lot of people paint the fans, not how the factory did it. They just put a protective coating on it. All decals, and you notice the silver plating on the latch as opposed to the yellow plating in the engine bay.
Yeah, great detail work. Difficult to get the reproduction?
Some of these decals come out of Europe.
Yeah.
They are reproduced to the T, including the 2.7 specific to the RS ignition timing decal. Right down to the paint marks that the factory uses when the job is torqued and correct.
Yeah, so they know it's been done. That's great. Beautiful. Well, I'm sure you guys agree that's the way it should be done. Okay, so we're looking at the 75 pre-production 930 turbo and the progress here. We saw the seats earlier. Now the door and door panels have been finished, and they turned out very nice. This is the original molded vacuum formed PVC for the top pad and the pull, and then the door pockets in this particular case were vinyl covered. The capping on the top is leather covered, and again turned out very nicely. And of course, leather for the main door card itself. And I think we looked at this earlier. The lighting is better today, so we can see the raw edge leather at the pedals, and the fiberboard pocket, which is sewn into either side. And look at the dash that we did in leather, and the punched holes, which is possible because of our computer cutting machine, and the punched holes are extremely accurate. Very impossible to do, in my opinion, any other way. And that's how we get the great results. It was interesting, the factory cover that was on this, the plastic insert has actually been, the factory reduced it in size by grinding it down around the outside so that it would take the thickness of leather, but the leather also has to be skive leather, which is the way we did it. And then of course there's leather on the knee roll, and the and so yeah, you can see that. But all in all, look at the headliner, and a quick look at the rear seats. The lighting is better, and of course the rear quarter panels. Likewise with the rear panels there for the speakers. We have our computer machine programmed to punch these holes perfectly. The ABS on that wheel arch was reused. Factory original is always, most of the time, survives well and is reusable. The upper door cappings are also trimmed in leather. And it's a great color combination.